All right, everybody. I think it's finally up now. Give me some notification in chat if you can see. You can see me. You can hear me. Okay. They're gonna get started right away. It's 11, but they just prep for the first couple minutes anyway, so I should be able to spectate. But right now they'd just be setting up anyway. Still looking for some confirmation in chat. You guys can see and hear me. You never know sometimes with this stuff here. I think we're okay. I'll still be watching to see if somebody can confirm that for me. Last time this went around, I was not able to join All Stars right away, but it looks like I can now. All right, let's go take a look. We are on Eagle Team here in Group C for the preliminaries. Awesome. Thank you, everyone. It's nice to see some of the green text here, too. I know this is a late one for a lot of people. There's a couple things I can point out in this battlefield that's a little bit different than what we had in the past. You'll see a couple icons. We can check those out. I'm gonna leave their battlefield chat just for a minute here, just so that I am not showing any of their strategies if they're doing any setups or anything. Okay, it doesn't look like the buildings are actually active yet. But there are a few things that you could have noticed in the patch notes, some new buildings, some new things that they're going to be implementing in the All-Stars. And we'll see how they work when this thing actually gets started. I see a few extra icons. There's the rally hall here. Let's check out the details of this building. It says rally capacity by 15% if it's occupied. So that actually, compared to some of the other buildings I commented on in the past, that's going to be a pretty substantial building. If you can actually hold that, 15% rally increase is going to be really, really strong. But my guess is it's just going to be a back and forth battle to get that thing. Nobody's going to want to allow the opponent to have that building. We're about 1 minute away before they can actually engage. So we have the Lion team over here on this side of the map, and on the other side of the map we have the Eagle team, which is the side that we are going to be spectating from. Pretty huge players in this group. We have stretching all the way from, I don't know if I can pull that up here. Yeah, here we go. All the way from 12 billion going down to 3 billion on our side here. And it's about the same on the other side too. Like these are Continent 1 players have been around for a long time, and they have been able to build up some pretty massive keeps here. All right, and guys, I know in the past I had like camera issues and stuff, so you know I never know if it's gonna wonk out on me and I'm gonna lose my picture. Just comment in chat if that does happen. I just have to plug it in again. It's a USB issue, and I'm not able to solve that yet, but hopefully it doesn't happen. Sometimes it doesn't at all. All right, 5 seconds, and they are gonna start porting around. We'll be able to see where they port to, but the way that they're going to want to work it is they're going to put all the keeps in one big hive, and the other team is going to be directly opposite to them. Usually you want to be as close as possible because it reduces the amount of speeds that you need to do to speed those rallies, and it just makes it so things happen a lot faster. March is coming back. Being so far spread out across the map is not very beneficial to either team. So here we go. Eagle team is over here setting up next to the hospital and this portal here, and looks like Lion team, and yep, exactly, Lion team and Eagle team, they're right next to each other and they are ready to get started. And things are going to happen pretty quick. Keep in mind that some of these players are so massive, it's going to take a very long time till we see people zeroed, or at least a lot of people zeroed. Some of the smaller players might be out pretty quickly. But there are a lot of familiar names from the last All-Stars as well. Some very, very strong players here. And I can only imagine the kind of organization that is happening in these teams right now. Some other things to point out, because it's going to be a little bit slow to start as they're organizing and deciding who to hit. You see scouts going off everywhere. There might be a few pokes with some solo attacks to weaken some of the enemies, get rid of some cavalry or some siege or something like that. But it won't be too crazy at the beginning. We'll have a couple of rallies, like one being set up right here by Lion Team, and we're going to see them launch pretty soon, unless it's fake. And here we go. We had a fake. It looks like KJ Casey was setting up a fake as well. And there's the actual attack that went off here on Arjun. I don't know how much damage. We're going to have to check out some damage here. Arjun was able to pull 1.2 thousand points, but it looks like it's not that bad. I mean, there's the only attack so far, and it was pretty even. You can usually expect the attackers to take some of the damage, some extra damage at the beginning, and then it softens the target up and they're going to zero them. So it doesn't look like it was too bad. It's pretty even so far. I do want to point out, again, I have that event, just like last time. I know that we really liked that last time, the roof is on fire event. So the way that works, if you are new here, is when we do see somebody get zeroed, meaning they're on fire and it's a legit zero, it's not somebody just getting poked after being zeroed later on. If you have a legit zero that happens, I'm going to put the roof is on fire in chat. The first 5 people to say their player IDs in chat will get the reward that Evony is allowing me to give out to spectators and stuff. There are a few rules, so if you didn't have a chance to look up the rules in the description, then please do so. You can only get 1 per account, for example, and that's 1 per account. So if you have friends or family or alliance members and stuff that aren't able to spectate and you want to help them get a free package, then that's cool if you already got your own. There's going to be a lot of roof on fire, and it's across the whole thing, right? Preliminaries, you got the semis, and you got the finals. You can only get it once for the entire All-Star season. So let's, just to keep those things in mind, check out the rules. This is only a Miser event. I've had a few rallies go off already. Points are still pretty even. Some punches going back and forth. Seems like Pentangle is the lead organizer on the Lion team, and KJ Casey is doing a lot on the Eagle team. I'm going to go over here to the Battlefield chat and see if we can see some of the reports that have happened so we can catch up a little bit. We got some scout reports and so on. Attacks lost. Let's see. Okay, what do we have here? So this was a full rally, and look at that. That is a very, very successful attack. Looks like that's probably an archer versus cavalry hit. And one thing you'll notice, and one thing that I comment on a bit to some players here, is raising that mounted troop HP will really help you take less power loss when you do have that initial archer rally at the beginning. This player had pretty low HP for cavalry right there, and they did take a huge power loss. 1.1 billion worth of mostly cavalry, I'm going to guess. Let me go down to, it's going to take a while to scroll down. Kind of wish there were like hyperlinks in these scout reports and battle reports so we could get through faster, but it is nice to take a moment and see some of the blood that is happening here, some of these initial attacks that are pretty awesome. Almost there. Okay, all the ralliers are just about done here. And we should be getting to the big one here. Come on. Scroll down. Let's see some of this troop loss. Okay, there's KJ, who is probably lead rallier on that one. And man, this is a lot to scroll through. In All-Stars, it's really, really tough to get into these rallies. Like I know from talking to a lot of the players that they have a tough time getting in because there's just so much competition. There's so many people that are in there that are powerful and are trying to get into the rallies, so you bounce a lot. And with only about 11 million that can be launched, you got to be fast. You got to speed up your rallies and get into those. So look at this, a whole bunch of mounted troops lost here. Where's all the tiers are mixed up. So that was tier 13. Where are the 14s? Couple million there. Oh yeah, here we go. Look at this. I knew it was going to be huge cavalry hit. Check this out. 7 million cavalry wiped out in that hit. And that was a very, very effective hit. Let's take a look at the score. I know it took a long time to go through that battle report, but I feel like that was worth it. Like, that's over 10 million cavalry just in one rally. Boom, gone. Okay, so it's still pretty even in terms of the scores at the moment. You know, there's going to be some power loss and so on, but I don't think anyone's going to be in fear of getting zeroed at the moment. We can check out some of the individual scores. Zero, with that 1.1 billion hit, was still able to get almost 3K worth of points. That seems a lot for one rally, so there might be multiple that went out on that player that we missed. And let's take a look. I sometimes get some whispers from people that send some reports, but I don't have any here. All right. I'm going to try to stay out of the chat. I know there's a little bit of a delay, but just in case, you know, there's some people that happen to be on the stream at the same time as they're on the line team. I don't want to give any unfair advantage, so I do want to try to stay out of their chat as much as possible, just in case. I mean, I don't personally believe that it would have a big effect, especially when you have a 15-second delay, but you never know. So I'll respect those players and. All right, guys, I hope it's back now. You know, that's just a frustrating reality. Sometimes these encoders and things just don't all function perfectly together. Hopefully we didn't miss too much. Let me know in chat if everything is good again. We're back and I can get back to this thing. There's a lot of lines going out. And let me go back to the score here and check it out. My score is 0. Well, that's terrible. I'm just not doing very well. But it looks like the Lion team and the Eagle team are doing pretty well, and they're evenly matched so far. I'm going to take a look right after I see who this rally's on. I'm going to take a look at some of the individual scores because I know a few of you are rooting for specific players, and we'll take a look at what those scores are at right now. Ash Candy's getting hit over here. And that was okay. Let's take a look at some of these scores now. 3.5. So it looks like a few people were hit here. Ash Candy has some points here. Yeah, it looks all right so far. Going down. I'm just going to scroll down so everybody can take a look at some of their favorite players in here that they are rooting for, and you can see where they are currently standing after the first 18 minutes of battle. But do keep in mind that these scores are going to be rapidly changing. A lot of the people that are getting hit at the beginning are the weaker players. And so some of these scores that are people that are at the bottom, I mean, they're at the bottom because possibly that they might just be a very unappealing target for rallies to be hit. And a lot of people that are getting scores right now, even if they have 3K points, 3,000 points is not really going to be sufficient to get into the semifinals. So some of these people that have a couple thousand points, well, you're an all-stars. Hopefully you're able to get more than that, but you're probably getting targeted for a reason. Some rallies over here. There's a rally that went off on Stevie. Stevie's at 3.7 billion right now after that rally. And it looks like something happened over here as well on this player. I'm not going to even try to pronounce that name with the little hat on the A. But that player's at 6.3. Pretty high power count there. A lot of action over here on KJ Casey. I think there were a lot of fakes that were happening to try to distract the enemy so they aren't able to reinforce the proper players. And that way, with fewer reinforcements in, you can see all the reinforcements coming out of Ben Skywalker. Ben Skywalker was obviously receiving a lot of reinforcements. That player over here, I think that's the full power of Ben Skywalker. And he's taken some rallies already. I think I saw the score somewhere here, like maybe 1 or 2 rallies. So he's done a bit of healing there. There probably was a 0. I guess we missed an opportunity there for a 0, but it might have just been like a rally and then heal, rally, heal. I don't know. I'd like to see some of those reports and how that went. There's some defense reports that we can look at here. That 6.3 billion player, let's see how that turned out. That looks like it was a little bit in favor of the Lion team. And they were just picking off. There's absolutely no reinforcements. They weren't fast enough to reinforce there. It looks like they were trying to pick off the cavalry in that attack. And here's another player's report. This one, another one that's somewhat even, but you got to keep in mind that it's tough to be working these guys off. You might get a lot of extra points at the beginning with those cavalry hits, but after that, the points are a little harder to come across until right at the end. A rally going off from KJ Casey. Let's see who that is going to be on. Looks like there's lots of lines coming in, probably a few fakes as well. Yeah, I have heard about Nox player. I do want to give that a try because BlueStacks has been giving me a lot of problems this year. I know they're working on a new version of it, and it's in beta, but I don't know. It seems to always crash my video card like once a day or so, but hopefully it doesn't happen again. So there was an attack over here on this player, XXX Daddy XXX. All right, 8.6 billion. Wow, that is a lot of power. And I don't know how that rally turned out, but 3,000 points for XXX Daddy. All right, Pentangle setting up a rally. Let's see where that goes. That was a quick one. It's already being launched right here. That was a very fast one. No reinforcements into there. Kind of wish we could see the all the reports as a spectator. We have to wait for them to share, but I mean, you can only estimate based off of the points and power loss and so on, and it's hard to know the power loss difference when you don't know who's getting attacked. That's just the way it works. Lots of lines coming off everywhere. One huge improvement that I want to note is I commented this on the video that I did just recently on an update video, just to help some people over the last couple months, some of the things that have been happening in Evony that haven't gotten around to telling. And one of the best changes that has come out this year is that when you're clicking on castles, you have an option to turn off that the marches are interfering with that. So now I can actually very easily click on Pentangle, for example, check his power without having to like skirt my way through all kinds of different marches. And that is one of the best updates for settings, at least, that I have that they've implemented this last year. I was very happy to learn of that one a while back, and I did want to share that to everybody. Still some, these players are just so massive. It's going to take a long time to work these players down. All right, JT setting up some attacks here. JT is the highest power player on the Eagle team. Started at 12 billion, I believe, and down 800 million, but that there's plenty left where that came from. And the attack is over here on Captain Conrad. Conrad is down to 2.2 billion after that attack. All right, some of these scores are now climbing. Still pretty even overall. We're just about 30 minutes in, and the scores are already up to about 6,000. See if we can check out some of the reports. I'm very grateful to the players in here that are sharing attacks, loss, and defense, and all that stuff. Nobody in their team is actually going to be reading it, but it is pretty cool to be able to see it as a spectator and stuff. So this attack here, this is a solo attack, and solo attack. Wow, this is a pretty strong solo attack. 200 million power loss. Yeah, it's a loss overall. But keep in mind that this player had 3 million reinforcements in there. If there were no reinforcements, I mean, I'm pretty sure that that solo attack could have zeroed this player without those reinforcements. So, you know, that it's. Let's take a look at buffs overall. You know, all right, buffs overall. It is a solo attack. You know, they're all right. They're not necessarily spectacular offensive buffs. The debuffs are pretty decent. It looks like they are capping off this player, and the debuffs over here are all right as well. Not quite capped to counter those ranged troops, and that's probably what really did a lot of damage from that solo attack there. Okay, let's take a look back over here. Some more rallies, of course, happening. King Fitz just got rallied. King Fitz is a player on in my alliance over here. So I like to see that he got some attacks in, because some defenses, because that's a huge source of points. I don't know how well he did. I think he's usually about 3 billion power, maybe slightly over. He's at 2.5 thousand points, so he's doing okay, but he's going to need a lot more to qualify than that. Let's see what else. JT has an attack going out over here, and it is being launched on, I have no clue who. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Sometimes there's just that delay for the server to catch up. Rock and Rolla is down to 1.4 billion. When you get down to the 1 point something billion, you're in real big danger of being zeroed, because it really only takes another attack or two, and you can potentially be wiped out. So in All-Stars, some of these players that get a rally in and they're lower power, they're going to have to heal their stuff immediately. You know, it's not such a big deal for players like JT, who are, you know, they've got troops to spare. They might just, you know, recover some of their upper tier layers, but you know, they're not going to be damaged too much. But some of these lower players, they're going to have to heal and heal and heal and heal, and it's going to get a little crazy. Well, I guess it's when they run out of healing speeds, right? All right, let's take a look at the score. So we're already at the 70,000s in terms of score. It's a very high scoring match already. I'm getting some questions here. Things like what's a layer? I do have lots of videos on Evony, so if you want to learn about how attacks work and battle system and so on, I definitely encourage you to check out my channel, and you'll get all that information there, and you'll kind of understand how this stuff works a little bit easier. Let me look through chat real quick as I scroll down for you guys, so you can check out some points here. Some people want to see Hitman J. I haven't specifically seen that player. Yes, there is a special event. The roof is on fire is active again this time around. So when somebody is zeroed and I see a fire, I will type the roof is on fire in chat, and the first 5 people to respond with their player ID get the Evony package. And you don't get it immediately. You get it after the event. I think it's like 7 days or so. And it's not a huge thing, but it's pretty fun, right? It's pretty fun to just to do that little thing and get a little reward for watching anyway. 75 players in this match. Okay. What else can I tell you here? Triple X Daddy will heal after every attack and defense. 5 billion worth of power in a battlefield. In a battlefield, like just like Constantinople, just like that, 5 billion worth power. Man, that's got to be expensive. Holy. I hope at least that was for a qualifying for All-Stars, because that is, man. All right. I don't know if these are reinforcements. Yeah, that was probably a fake over on this player, and that's why you see all the lines coming in and then leaving immediately. There were probably some fakes on this player, and the real attack from a Lion team came over here on die day. I'm not really sure, but I like those little torch kind of thingies. Those are pretty cool. And that player is, I don't know, how are they doing? I don't see them up here in points. Maybe that was the first rally on that player. Pretty low, 1.9 thousand. How much power do you have left? 1.9 billion. Ooh, that's going to be a tough one. You had better heal if you have any hope of qualifying. All right, let's see some more action over here. Alaska has a bunch of troops coming in. I don't know if that means that there is a rally being set up on Alaska. Oh man, I've got all the lines. No, I disabled this thing. I swear I disabled this thing right before the match. That's because BlueStacks crashed and it reset my settings every time. Man, that's just frustrating. And there's no button here for me to click and just like I guess I could like quit Evony and then turn it off and come back, but it's so annoying. Oh man, there has to be a setting button here so I can disable that. No. All right. Anyway, let's move on and pretend those lines don't exist, and I'm gonna find out who is the one that took Knight's Hall, and I'm gonna send them a very angry letter. All right. Another attack over here on Die and Die. I don't know. And let's see if the points have climbed a little bit for that player. Oh yeah, up to 17th. Another 1,000 points, but only 1,000 points off of that one attack. It probably went so-so. Let's take a look at some reports here. I'll check out the score in a second. I know some people are asking for the score. I don't have any reports to share, but let's take a look at score. We're at about 85 each or so right now. Zero's back to number 1. We have some other players that have climbed their way up. They've done definitely the smaller players are having an advantage here because they're able to be targeted for rallies because they are weaker targets. So they just heal and heal and heal and heal, and it's certainly difficult as a bigger player to score those points. And it'll be coming down to the end of the game for a lot of those big players where they have to find their points somehow with solo attacks or, just when the other players are exhausted out of their own troops. Okay, a rally's coming in here. I didn't see too many reinforcements. There was a couple people that were able to get in. There's some more people rushing in. Maybe there's another rally being set up. It's on KJ Casey here, who's one of the lead ralliers from Ape, I think on server 81. I don't know. I think so. KJ Casey is a very strong player, and we have played against them in Battlefield, and they are fantastically organized. And I believe that KJ is one of the lead organizers there. And so mad props to that guy because he is, even in the last Battlefield, the guy was one of the lead organizers there. Another attack over here on Easy. And Easy's down to 2.8 billion. And another one happened over here on Ben Skywalker. Looks like a smaller rally with fewer troops coming back. But it seems like a lot of people are looking for points offensively on some of the smaller players. And this player over here, G Diamond M. I'm going to say Gom because that's my alliance. So Gom, I'm rooting for you because even though you're not on my server and you're not in my alliance, you represent us with your name. So that's cool. All right, 4.6 billion here. Let's check out some of the scores. All right, so we're up to the 7,000s now in personal scores. The overall scores for the two teams still pretty evenly matched. Keep in mind, we're only 33 minutes into this thing. We're only 33 minutes into this thing. Yeah, I am reading some comments of people, disagreeing with some of the things like the ability to heal and stuff like that, and it does make it a little lopsided. And there's a lot of things. I think Evony knows there's a lot of things with the system that need some refinement, for fairness of players. And I choose to believe that they're working on that in the background, and they can't tell us every detail. I hope so, because I think some of these players like that aren't getting attacked, that are just fantastic players and have worked so hard, they're never going to be targeted because they're just so strong. And those ones should get, I don't know, in my opinion, an equal amount of targeting, an equal amount of opportunity to be successful, rather than the small players just repeatedly getting bashed because they're easy targets. I don't know. There's a lot of ways to solve that problem, but I don't know. We all have our gripes. All right, we're up another 6,000 points, and the score for the top players has not changed too much. It's pretty much the same. They must be working on different players over here. You're more than welcome, Will Be. I will not take credit for that. That one is passed around the community. I just wanted to share it to the people on my channel. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, there's a trick that you can change your language to Japanese, get a special gift kind of thing for a TV promotion, and switch back. And you can check that out in one of my more recent videos if you did not do that already. All right, some attacks over here on Golden, and man, these lines. Oh man, I really feel like I should just take 30 seconds, close the game, and reload it just to change that setting. What do you guys think? These lines are a little disruptive, aren't they? Man, it's a little nuts. I'm going to let you guys make the call. Should I do it? Let's take a quick look at player scores right now. I like seeing KJ Casey climb here. He's taking a few attacks, and very offensive player over here too. Pentangle, for example, on the Lion team, same thing. Leading a lot of the Lion team's attacks, and I like seeing scores for players like that climb, because those guys are super deserving of the points that they do get. So I'm very happy to see them targeting each other. That's good play. All right, some of these scores down here, it's going to take a lot of work for some of these players to work their way up, and I do know that it's really hard. I mean, look how many people there are in here, right? There are so many people in the All-Stars to manage to get into the rally that are going off. You have to be so fast. Look at them just speeding in, just trying to get their marches in so that they can do something, because especially those big players, they're not going to be targeted, so they need to get into those rallies. All right, I'm gonna reload my game real quick and change that setting. It shouldn't be too long. Here we go. And those lines just drive me nuts. It happened last time too, but I didn't go out and do this. I think it's so worth it. All right, where's that stupid thing? It is turned off. It's turned off. Why was it showing that? Or did I have the wrong setting? Should it be turned on to hide it? It's such a... I don't know. I'll enter like this, and I'll see if the lines are still there, and I'll go back. I can't remember if it's supposed to be on or off. Let's go take a look. Oh, those lines are still there. Okay, one more try. Yeah, I hear your gripes. It's tough to call it All-Stars when in my opinion, the true All-Stars are kind of being outshined by just the people that happen to be coincidentally attacked because they're smaller. But it is what it is, and hopefully at the end of the match we will see some changes. Yeah, I've got Thieves, and I'm probably missing a ton of Vikings as well. I can't do anything about that. Do I want to hide it? Let's... Yeah, I know. I should... I even asked somebody whether I should have it on or off, because I keep forgetting which one's on and off, because they're just... The text is sometimes so misleading. Okay, here we go. Please not be there. Yeah, okay, there we go. All right. That looks a whole lot better. Easier to follow. That was worth it. Okay, KJ Casey has an attack going off right now. Looks like a couple possible rallies, and a lot of people getting returned. The attack lands over on Sarah. Is that where it hit? It disappeared. Yes, and I saw one person speed reinforce, and another person possibly, but I think only one person was able to get in there. All right. It's the I'm pretty sure it's the Undead March route that does that one, even though it's called Undead. It's the same one. So Sarah's the one that was attacked. This is what Sarah looked like initially. Pretty decent setup. Yeah, pretty decent. Let's take a look at buffs over here, and then we'll see what kind of damage that they did. The buffs aren't properly reflected over here, so we won't really be able to see that until we get the report, but I don't know if we're actually going to get the report. So Sarah, what kind of power were you at before? Doesn't really tell you the power in these skill reports, does it? Let's see. We got some other stuff happening right now. Take a quick look at Sarah's power. Sarah is at 3.2 billion. Okay, still a lot of fight left in that player. KJ Casey's up to number 1 right now, leading all those rallies. And things are shifting a bit for a lot of these players here. Some of the ones that were at the top it looks like they're running out of steam. You can only heal your stuff so many times before you run out. So yeah. All right, there's some kind of notification here. Let's fight the enemy bravely. What's that all about? Where are those things going? I didn't get to see that. Can I see the history of that stuff? I'd like to. No, I can't see the history of it. Let's take a look around the map, see if we can spot some of these things. There's supposed to be all kinds of new things on the map. I see the icons for them, but I don't know. Looks like the rally hall is held by the Eagle team. That is definitely something that they should not be ignoring. I mean, they've had it for 8 minutes, and it's being ignored here by the Lion team. That means that the Eagle team has a 15% rally size increase. That's pretty significant. I mean, that is really significant over the long period of time. That's going to make a big difference. Alvin over here is getting hit. 3.8 billion still for that player on the Lion team. And the score is currently sitting at, wow, we're into the hundreds of thousands already. Still very even. The rally's happening back and forth, some win, some loss. But it has been pretty even all the way through. We have a couple players from the Eagle team trying to separate themselves from the pack. They might be getting frustrated by not getting into rallies, and they seem like they are confident enough that they can hold off some defenses, but without speed reinforcements, then they might lose more power than they're actually willing to lose. We'll see how it happens. Another rally over here on KJ Casey. Oh no, was that on King Fitz? What is King Fitz? Yeah, KJ's. Where is KJ? Oh, right next to him. The K names hidden by all the lines. King Fitz down to 1.5 billion. Hopefully, he's up here. He's up in the top 10, so he's doing all right. Let's take a look at some defenses. If we can take a look at, oh look, there's a bunch that we can analyze real quick. Yeah, look at that. My camera is still going. Maybe I have solved the problem. Who knows? King Fitz over here. Lost power 238 million versus 800 million. That is a very strong defense. And big reason for that is they were able to get a whole lot of reinforcement into there. And just having those extra layers and all that troop power in there to help out makes a humongous difference. King Fitz is already very strong defensively, but with all those extra layers and all that padding, you're not going to take too much away from him. All right. Let's take a look at some other attacks that have gone out. This is the one on Alvin that we saw a while back. This is very much in favor of the Eagle team. So we're starting to see some massive damage happening here. 1.1 billion. It looks like this is another cav decimating the cavalry players. Roof in fire. Why are you telling me roof in fire, OG? Getting some messages, but no reports from those. All right. let's take a look at some scores as I catch up on chat here. Oh, we're up in. Oh, look, Eagle. I think Eagle has taken lead for the first time so far in this match. Maybe a little bit at the beginning, but they've been a couple thousand behind every single time, and now they are pulling ahead with those really strong attacks. So let me scroll down here as I read through some chat here. Yeah, I hear like different opinions. Like lower powered guys are the real all stars. The really big guys most likely use their wallets to get here. I hear you, but at the same time, like the amount of healing speeds a lower player has to go through, it's the same thing. You've just used it in a different way. I mean, it's a tough one. It's definitely not. I think we'd all agree that All Stars isn't necessarily right now built based off of skill or organization or anything like that. It's really just off of who can score points, and usually that ends up being the players that are able to be tempting targets for the opponent, and they're able to get their troops to last as long, whether it's healing speeds or otherwise. And I don't know if that's how Evony envisioned this when they did it, but it is what it is, and I'm sure they're probably working on a way to improve it. But even still, like it's still pretty fun to watch all the craziness and all the slaughter happening here. It is pretty nice. So even though there are drawbacks, there are some pretty cool things that we get to witness here as well. Some of these players are exceptional players in terms of organization. I kind of wish I could be in the call right now just to hear things happening, but at the same time, if I was, it could potentially, be giving things away to the opponent's team, their opponents. So that would not be necessarily a good thing, but it would be interesting to hear. Okay, a whole lot of troops going into here. I don't know if it's a rally being set or reinforcements from a fake. It looks like they were speed reinforcing because an attack was going out, but it looks like the attack came here, or is that a solo? I don't know what that was. Oh, maybe that was another rally that came out that I missed. And it looks like it went on Captain Conrad, who's been hit a few times already, down to 2.2 billion. See if we can find some of these reports here. I'll scroll up so that we're not seeing the attacks as they're happening. Okay, that should give them enough time. It looks like there's a couple rallies going off on different players here. Can't really tell which ones are fake and which ones are real. But let's see. The question is, will you be able to qualify for the semis? If you're talking about me, I didn't even qualify for the prelims. I wasn't able to. We had some opponents that were tough to get points from because I think they were half capacity most of the time. So you can only get so many points off of that, and I think I was averaging maybe 3,000-4,000, which is not enough. I mean, it turns out that the place 300 was like 26,000 for our continent, which is pretty insane. So I would have had to be averaging like 8,000 to even make it here. The ones that go from here to the semis would be, it's based, if it's the same as last year, it's based off of first which team you're on. If you're on the winning team, then it's the top certain number. Some people are saying the top 25. I feel that sounds about right. And then there are a certain number of players from the losing team as well, but fewer. Something like that. We can check out those details later. Let me check out the score here. We're at 137-ish. Looks like Lion Team pulled out ahead a little bit as well. And just look at the top 15 or so. There's a little bit of movement. Some of the players that were on the top before are now moving their way down, and some of the other players with bigger arsenals are able to move up a bit. Let's see. It's getting a little bit quieter. They're probably there's probably some steam that is kind of fading on a lot of the players, so they're trying to pick their targets very wisely to make sure that they can maintain their speed and maintain their point gain. Easy is 2.7, I think, probably healed a little bit and back there. Okay, KJ setting up a rally here. Looks like multiple rallies possibly. Some people are getting returned. And the attack is going out over here. It's being sped to Swag. Not seeing anything happen over here, but it looks like no Rians were able to get in before the attack actually happened. Let's take a look. Swag is, oh, that was massive player. 10.4 billion power still left here. Rand too much. Too many reinforcements. Wow, oh, I was wrong. 5 million reinforcements. That was a lot. Still, it was a lot of power loss here. So they were able to get slightly ahead on points there, but it probably didn't go exactly how they thought. They were expecting to get a few more cavalry there. You don't have to tell your player IDs yet. The event happens when zeros happen. So when you start seeing fires, when you do see a fire, you have to wait and chat. And I'm going to say the roof is on fire, and the first 5 player IDs that I get after that message are the ones that are going to get the rewards. Don't worry, there will be lots of fires. It's Continent 1. These players are massive. They have hundreds of millions of troops. It'll take some time before we see fires, but I promise you, we will be able to roast a few marshmallows before the night is out. Ash Candy over here down to 4.2 billion. We have these other players. There's only a couple. Oh, no, same guys. Some of them still moving around to the other side saying, hit me, I want to be hit. I'm over here solo. And I don't know if Flying Team is going to give into that. Sometimes they do because it's easy points. And those players are just trying to get to the semis. But I don't know. It is what it is. Looks like the rally went over here on Ash Candy again. Lots of hits going to Ash Candy. And Ash Candy's at 3.3 billion remaining. Let's take a look at the map quickly. The rally hall still held over here by the Eagle team. I still have not seen any of these things. I don't even know how they function. They just like pop up and you have to quickly scout them. I mean, where's this scout going? These scouts are attacks. Okay, they're going for the night hall. Yeah, that thing is so annoying. They should just remove the Knights Hall completely. Nobody likes it. Take it out. All right, KJKC setting up a rally and a fake, and lots of people still getting bounced. There's a lot of players left, and the real attack goes out over here on Ixel. Yes, another player in my alliance. He's down to 3.9 billion. He is usually, I want to say like 7-8 billion. So he's probably spent quite a bit getting points offensively, because I don't think I've seen a whole lot of attacks. And looks like not too many points, unfortunately. He's still at 3.5. All right, let's take a look at what else is happening here. We've got a scout report we can take a look at. Bowser, let's see if we can take a look at one of these players while there's a little dead time. Bowser is, other than being a spiky turtle guy, he's got 44 million troops, which for Continent 1, if this is what he's got remaining, I mean, he's definitely someone that is potential to be zeroed. Like, that's not a lot of troops, but it is almost an hour into the match, so he might have lost a lot already. But it looks like I don't think he's been hit yet if he's got all this cavalry still left. And his layers are not that big either. So, yeah, they might actually set up an attack on that player fairly soon. All right, let's see. Time will tell. Let's take a look. Pentangle setting up a rally. Who is it going to be? Where did it go? Oh, over here. It went over here to, what is that, Rex? Yeah, Rex, who's down to 1.4 billion. Ooh, that's in range of getting zeroed. Another rally being set up here by KJKC. Where's it being launched? Where's the line going? A lot of people getting returned. It could have been canceled. Yeah, it could have been canceled. They could have been reinforcements, but I think it was probably a canceled rally. Maybe they saw a few too many people going in. I'm going to look at chat real quick. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Thanks, Kevin. Swag is Capone. Yeah, he's a pretty massive player. That makes sense. Okay. All right. Score is currently sitting at 154 to 157. KJ Casey currently placing number 1 with 9,000 points. I think this is around the threshold of, this is just my estimation, this is about the threshold of what the qualifying number will be by the end of the match. It'll be somewhere around 9,000. So I think that a player like KJ right now, I know KJ is going to keep climbing, but some of these other players that are down here in the 5s and 4s, they're going to want to get above 9. That's just my estimation, of course. It could be higher than that. It could be lower than that. I don't know. But I would say that that's probably safe zone. I guess we'll find out about that too. Let's see. KJKC setting up another rally. And it is being launched over here on this player right here, Nada. Well, it's certainly not Nada. There's 5.1 billion power left. A couple of reinforcements made it in there. Let's see if we have any reports that we can share. Defense 1, who's that on? That was on Rex. All right. That's decent. I mean, I think that's largely because of the 4 million reinforcements. They were able to only lose 400 million power worth of troops, so it did turn out okay. Without those reinforcements, Rex would probably be done. But fortunately, a few people were able to get in there and save Rex. Okay, let's take a look at some of the other things that are happening. Do I have any more? Nothing new to share. Let's see. Darktron getting hit down to 3.7 billion power. Yeah, some of you guys that are asking for other continents and other groups, I can't do that. If you want to check those out, you can either go to Evony Facebook page and there are links to other streamers and other groups, or you can check those out later. And like all the streams will be available after, so you can always check those out after the events happen too. So I can't necessarily show you those, but I will scroll down the list here for you to see some of the other ones that you might be rooting for. KJ Casey lost the lead here. It's now taken by Asin Baby. I don't know. All right, I'm going to scroll down. Uh-oh, somebody's saying their screen is red. Uh-oh, that's not a good sign. You should probably check your bubble. Yeah, please stop spamming your ID. It's not the time to do that. When I say the roof is on fire in chat, that's when you put your ID and only put it once. It's only going to be the top 5 people. If you are just continually spamming in chat, then I'm not even going to include it. I'd like to actually read real chat messages from people that are asking to see things and stuff. All right, let's see anything else new. It's getting kind of quiet here. Crystal mine, something in 5 minutes. Somebody's taking a crystal mine. Okay, fine. All right. 160s. We're in the 160s. Looks like Lion Team is pulling out ahead. 4,000 ahead right now. Pentangle's setting up an attack. And it's being launched at Thunder's Hunt. The before 2.9 billion and the after, oh, that was both the after. Missed it. Try to click fast, but I guess I'm a little too slow. I'll try to be faster. Gotta work those fingers. All right. Well, we can check out how the battle went roughly. Who was that? I don't even remember who I'm looking for. I have no idea. I don't even know who that was. Oh, here we go. Attack. Oh, they ended up hitting Bowser. Bowser took 4, lost. Oh, it's actually no, it is a rally, but it is a small rally. They didn't get the full amount in here, it looks like. But they wanted to do something real quick against Bowser with only 1 reinforcement, and it turned out okay. It wasn't the greatest attack ever, but keeping in mind that there are fewer troops that were actually in the rally, it's probably pretty even. Maybe a little bit more towards the defense, but not the worst. Probably trying to reduce that the troops a little bit. Okay, that's the same one. All right, thank you for watching. Let's see, what's this? Ooh, look at that. Looks a little different from the spectator. I don't really think I can navigate this too well. Things are always jumping around in these alliance wars, whether it's monsters or PvP. You can never really keep track of things that way. A battle report here looks like a scout on this player. 120 million. Archers are pretty depleted. Those archers are really gone. There are some cavalry left. So like looking at this player has a ton of troops, but a large amount of them are pretty lopsided. So what might happen here is they might want to wipe out the cavalry, maybe. And I don't even know if that's necessary. They might just go for a full cavalry attack and try to do a lot of damage on this player to get rid of those ground. It might be pretty successful because there's really very few archers left. That player probably exhausted their entire supply of archers doing PvP rallies. And that leaves them in a very, very poor defensive position unless they do some healing. Oh, thank you very much for the sticky. That's awesome. Thank you, Barbara. This is Group C from Continent 1, Peak of Glory. No one has Shajar as a wall general. I'm sure somebody does, but even if they do, it's you know this is all stars, so it's either a trick or it's a very well built Shajar. Pentangle setting up another rally, and it is being launched at this guy. I don't read that language. I don't read simplified Chinese, so I can't really say that. This DTH player, and the DTH player that was 2.7 billion, now down to what, 1.9, 1.8, a little healing there. So that was a pretty good hit, actually. If we can get that report, that would be lovely to see that. Where are we? Let's do some stuff. Pentangle is getting scouted. Nope, that was a solo attack. Somebody trying to score some cavalry there with an archer attack. JT looks like he is setting up a rally. See who that target is. JT is down to 8.5. So that's down 4 billion from where he started. But, you know, that's 8.5 is triple my size. There's a lot of troops left that he can be using. Pentangle over here down to 3.4 billion. If Pentangle, I wonder what's going to happen if they manage to get Pentangle's troops down. Who's going to be the lead rallier, or is he just going to keep healing up? I don't know. It's just the roof is on fire. Hey, how come only one of my fires worked? Only one of my fires worked. That's not cool. The roof is on fire. So that means if you have your ID ready to go, then you can put that ID in there. The first 5 are going to be recorded after the stream for a package that will be sent out by Evony. So you'll know if you're the first 5 because you can count, obviously. And whenever I see a fire, that was King Fitz over here that was burning. Whenever I see a legit 0, I will call it out, and that will start the little mini event until 5 people have said. If you know that you are beyond that 5 because, well, you can count, then there's no need to keep putting your ID. There will be many more opportunities for fire in this last 53 minutes. Just keep yourself ready and watch for that. It's going to get really dicey near the end. There's going to be fire after fire after fire. So get your marshmallows, get your hot dogs, and be ready for some burn. Gom over here, or G Diamond M. I'm still going with Gom. Had a rally set. Still a lot of power left. Let's check out the overall score. It's at 182 to 188. Line team still pulling ahead. I mean, it's been pretty close the whole way, and there's a lot of room left, but you definitely want to be the winning team because as far as I remember, the winning team gets more people to move forward to the next round. So Eagle team needs to step it up a bit. Yeah, that was delayed a bit. I was in terms of the chat, right? There's like, I don't know, I think a 10 or 15-second delay between what I say and what happens in the chat. That's why I'm sometimes a little bit slow to respond to chat. But that is good for, you know, in the case that the other team happens to be watching as well, they're not going to really get anything out of it because it's such a delay. All right, triple X Daddy, triple X, 6.1 billion. Lots of steam left for that player. Not too worried. Let's see over here. So the first 0 of this match was, I believe, King Fitz, and King Fitz is at 7,000. So hopefully King Fitz was able to heal some of those troops back because 7,000 I don't think is going to cut it. Still down to 183 million power. So I think King Fitz is not planning to try for more. Here's some good news for a lot of you that were waiting. The roof is on fire. We got this guy, Ziger Murray, Ziger Murray, ZGREMRE. Let's go with that. Down to 181, a complete zero. There's some burning fires right there. The roof is on fire. All right, an attack over here on Arjun. I told you they'd start to happen. We're down in the last hour. Things are starting to happen. The first zero was at 53 minutes or so, and we just hit our second one. Pentangle over here setting up a rally. Let's see if we can... No, there's no other reports. I don't have access to all the reports, unfortunately. It would be nice if the spectators had the ability to do that, but unfortunately I don't. And the rally went over to... This is a familiar player over here. Ash Candy, who's been rallied like, I don't know, 6, 7 times already? That player is getting all the rallies. So in this team we have XOX Mama XOX, and on the opposite team we have XXX Daddy XXX. Huh? Coincidence? I don't know. That's a lot of IDs. You guys know that's just the first 5, right? Don't worry, you'll get your chance. If you're not the first 5, then just hold on. There will be more fires. You will have plenty of opportunities to make that happen. All right, lots of lines going into Ludwig. I don't know if that's an attack happening. Yes, it is happening over here on Golden. Golden is being attacked. Golden was at 7.2 billion and is now at 6. Ooh, that's a significant drop. 1.1 billion drop. That must have taken out all the cavalry, or what kind of generals are marching back? I didn't get to see. It had to be cavalry for it to drop that much. Oh, and Ludwig takes an attack. Wasn't Ludwig higher? Oh man, there's a lot happening right now. There's a lot of action. Some big rallies happening right now. I want to see some of these. Share some reports, please, somebody. Not seeing anything, but I can check out the scores and we can estimate it here. Golden, yeah. Golden is up to almost 11,000 points. That was a player that was just attacked, but did take significant loss as well. That was a pretty big rally. I think there must have been a couple pokes that happened there. Let's see what else. Ash Candy's been taking a lot. Yeah, I still stand by it. I think 9,000 is going to be the safe zone. If you're above 9,000, you're going to be safe. If you're down here, you got to work it. You got to work it. Some lines going in here. They're not really fast. So is it reinforcements? I don't know. What's going on here? This is the slowest march I have ever seen. I'm going to take a nap. Is it done? An attack over here on Rocky. 1.7 billion. Rocky is down to 1.7 billion. And let's take a quick look at the map. The finally this rally building, whatever it's called, the rally hall, is being contested. I mean, Eagle Team had that for the longest time. They no longer have access to that, but they have pretty much every other building. Lion Team has the Battlefield Hospital, which is going to help with healing. The purpose of this, they've only had it for 28 seconds, but it does give them an opportunity to heal their troops faster. There's less about the score and more about the ability, now I can heal. Now I can get my stuff healed and use less speed ups so I can last longer. Pentangle setting out another attack on Lamb, who has been hit a few times already. They're both in the same server, 236, Mama and Daddy. What a coincidence. I mean, that is a coincidence. Maybe the name is a coincidence, but that is funny. All right, Lamb is down to 4.8 billion. Yes, this is Group C. You, as far as the roof is on fire thing goes, the rule is you can only get the reward once per account. So if you are in the top 5, then you got it. Don't worry about that. You can get an account ID from a friend, an alliance member, whatever, and you can continue to spam and continue to play. It's all up to you, but you can only get it once per account. And I'm pretty sure you can figure out whether you got it or not just by counting, right? So no need to spam, and sometimes people spam anyway, so if you're 6th, 7th, you might get it as well. There's going to be lots and lots of zeros. And also, like, the Evony only permits me to give it once per account for the entire All-Stars. So this is going to continue in the semifinals and in the finals. So even if you don't get it today, watch my stream next time and you probably will get it then. There's a lot to hand out. All right, KJ Casey is setting up an attack, but people are very slow to join here. I'm thinking that first one was a fake. That's why they didn't speed. The first one was a fake. The second one, everybody sped in really, really quickly. And that suggests to me that that second attack was definitely the real one. And people were a little slow to join that first one, and it probably was not real. The attack went out on Daddy over here. Daddy's still got a significant amount of power, and meanwhile, Darktron is down to 3.5 billion. Let's take a look at points. We're over 200,000 in this All-Stars. This is one of the reasons I chose Group C. Group C, I mean, there are some monster players in here, some great organized groups as well, and they are just duking it out. This is a really high scoring match. I'm sure some of the other ones are doing great too, and I'll definitely take a look at some of the scores in the other ones. But yeah, these players are pretty great, and it is awesome to see this happening here. All right, 200,000, 210. I'm going to scroll down for a little bit. I'll probably go down to the first like 30 or so, because beyond that, some of these players are probably just going to work their way up, and we'll start to see their names if they're bigger players. JT had a rally set against him. He's down to 7.7 billion. Something is happening over here on this player who has a bunch of symbols. R. Just go with R. And is that an attack? It looks like it is an attack, and the attack is landing on OG. Ooh, those reinforcements are late. You guys need to be faster on that line team to reinforce. OG is down to 2.8 billion. Yeah, looks like Daddy over here is just healing and healing and healing, and yeah, that's probably why they're having a little trouble bringing him down, because there's a lot of healing going on. Hey, look, lucky number 777. And it is lucky because they did lose less than Pentangle. So Pentangle's group, even though they had they attacked with a full yeah, it's full basically, almost. They might be one march short, but only 2 million here, and it's pretty even. I don't know what troops were lost, but it was a siege. Oh, interesting. So he probably changed his siege setup, and it was a siege versus siege battle, and that's why it was pretty even. I mean, look at the buffs overall, and that's pretty good. It's a pretty good defensive result for that siege bomb, that siege rally. Okay, something happening over here with Pentangle. Yeah, when I'm saying down to like this player's down to 8 billion power, that's still like almost 3 times my size. It is funny to say that for sure, and I'm sure some of you were there. Like I'm only like 4 million, or I'm like 50 million. What do you mean down to billions and billions? Yeah, some of these players are just that big. These are Continent 1 players, so they've been around the longest. This player is down to 1.3 billion, which is definitely in the range of some marshmallows without healing. Is there any healing happening? Let's see. 1.3 billion. I think we're going to see some fire soon. check out over here what's happening. Oh, King Fitz. Did King Fitz heal? King Fitz did heal, and a rally just went off on King Fitz. So I wonder how much King Fitz healed. But he is burning, and here we go. Second time King Fitz is zeroed. Hopefully that was enough points for him to work his way up. Let's see, where's he at? He's in 19th place with 7,579. I still don't think that's going to be enough. I still call my threshold being 9,000. I think that's where it's going to be. So he'll probably have to heal one more time to get there. Remember, guys, just the first 5. If more than 5 people have posted, I mean, you can post, but it's just the first 5. So don't go crazy and put like 800 in there for me to scroll through later. There will be plenty of fires. Don't worry. Here we go. Bowser over here. Targeted a few times down to 2.1 billion. I think Bowser did heal a bunch because, well, maybe not. I think Bowser was the player that was pretty low on archers, if I recall. I don't know if that was the correct player, but here's a solo attack, a solo archer attack that Golden launched on Miss Phoenix. So this is basically a 1v1 and slightly in favor of the attacker. Just took out some cavalry probably here. Let's see if there's any other reports that we can take a look at. We've got Ginger. Was that who I read? Okay. This is a defense. That was pretty good. Wow. I like that. I mean, I cannot imagine that Lion team is happy with the result of this. 9 million reinforcements were able to make it. That should have been a canceled rally, but you know it's hard to do this stuff. Things need to be really fast, and at this point, it's the rallies could slow down, reinforcements get in, and what could have been a successful battle quickly turns into something that is not. Somehow your line of roof on the fire doesn't show up. Well, it's keep in mind that my video will be delayed about 10 seconds after the chat. So you will see it in chat about 10 seconds before you actually see a fire in here. I can't like time it and just like say the roof is on fire or something and then wait 10 seconds. Like I can't estimate that. But just keep an eye on chat and be active, and it will happen again. There will be like one after another. Captain Conrad getting hit over here. 2.2 billion power left. Let's take, oh wait, there was another one that I missed. Bunch of lines coming over here from Shack Attack. Shack Attacks is at 3.1. All right, let's take a look at the score. We're up to it's 215 to 222. Lion team is definitely pulling ahead here. Scroll down the first little bit. Take a look at some of these scores. Yeah, a lot of the big players still haven't managed to work their way up. Some of these like players that are like 6 billion plus are still sitting down here, trying to get into rallies, trying to get points, but they're never targeted with attacks. So it's tough for them to score those points. But we're getting down to the final 30 minutes when a lot of troops will be exhausted, and that's when they really start to shine. They will have their opportunity to get into rallies because some of the smaller players will have exhausted all their healing speeds because they were targeted so much. Well, we'll see how that turns out. KJ Casey is setting something up over here. Let's take a look at the defense provided by KJ. Thank you very much for sharing that report. Oh, that's a lovely one. We have 1 billion power loss on terms for the attackers here, and KJ's side only took 360 million power loss. It looks like one senior march was able to make it in, so just a single player. It could be 2 smaller marches, but it's more likely just one player here. So that was a pretty great defense on KJ's part. taking a look at some of those buffs and debuffs just to get a sense of what happened. So it was a cavalry attack. They were trying to take out his ground. His ground has some pretty good buffs. It's pretty all-rounded, actually. All these buffs are pretty well-rounded, and I'm sure things get swapped around a little bit here and there when he's doing something specific, but that was, yeah, it's looking pretty good, and that's probably indicative of why he's doing so well in that defense. Mama's over here. It looks like it was an attack set up by Eagle Team here and on OG, but look at this. Almost 11 million reinforcements. That would have been an incredibly slow rally. That's not one that should have gone through. 371 million power could have been much greater if it was faster. But you know, it is what it is. Sometimes those kind of things happen. All right, anything else we have? Is this the same thing shared twice? It is. All right, let's take a look at the map and see what's going on right now. Hopefully we see some fires. Golden was attacked over here. 3.5 billion left for Golden, and over here, some dude. The dude is down to 2.8. Those guys are still doing okay. No one in serious danger there. Some of the other players on the Lion team are down to the 1 billions, and those ones are in danger. We have this player over here sitting solo, trying to get a rally set up, and it doesn't look like Lion team is really taking that bait right now. They're trying to work out what they're going to do to cripple the other team, and that's why we see a lot of attacks going out on KJ Casey. And one strategy that you'll see a lot is if at least if I was on one of these teams, I would be thinking to myself, how am I going to qualify for the next round? The best way for me to qualify for the next round is to possibly inflate some players that are definitely going to make it. Like, look at these top 5 players. I guarantee that they are going to make it to the next round. They're going to be in the semifinals. There's no question about it. So if we keep launching our attacks on them, then we can get points off of them that will inflate our scores, and it won't change the fact that they're still going to the next round. Whereas if we spread it out on all their other different players, then there's more competition against me. So I would definitely expect to see these players, the top 10 here, get the majority of rallies set up against them. I mean, again, that's just my opinion, but it's what makes sense. So that's what would happen, unless there's a very easy target. But that's what I would expect would happen here. Okay, JT is setting up an attack on Miss Phoenix. There's a couple of reinforcements going in, but most of them are not going to make it in time. Maybe 2 have made it. It's pretty slow for that attack to happen. The processing takes some time. Miss Phoenix is down to 3 billion power. We've got some reports I can take. No, these ones we've seen. Nothing new. Looks like Rude Kermit had an attack on happen. I don't know. It might have been a solo. It might have been a rally. I don't really know. But this is definitely a rally. Something big is happening over here on Captain Conrad. Is it a rally being set up? I see some turtles. Man, that's one thing you do not want in All-Stars. You do not want a reduction in your march speed. That is one of the worst things that can happen. I mean, you won't be able to get into rallies as quickly. You just got to constantly burn speeds. Yeah, you don't want to let those things happen. So Eagle Team is controlling most of the map. Here, this Blessing Tower is increasing Alliance attack by 20% and defense by 20%. That's significant. That is pretty significant. And Eagle Team is currently losing, but they are regaining some of that ground that they lost before. And over here, this other march, or this other Blessing Tower, it has another good effect here. And yeah, see, another 20%, another 20%. So that is definitely something that's useful. whoops, not where I wanted to go. And over here we have, what is happening here? Asin Baby has a bunch of lines going in. Is that reinforcements? It doesn't look like an attack. Okay, here's the attack. And the attack is on Loong Long. 4.1 billion power left. A couple of reinforcements seem like they were able to make it in. Take a quick look at the score as KJ's rally is being set up. Yeah, lots of people over 10,000. We have 30 minutes left on the clock. And the rally went over here on Triple X Daddy again, who is pretty consistently staying around that 7 billion mark. I think he's doing a bit of healing. I don't know if it's necessary at this point. I think the amount of points that Triple X Daddy has is definitely sufficient to move on to the next round. I would personally stop healing at this point because you're pretty much guaranteed a spot, and save it for the semis and the finals so that you can move on as far as you can. But we'll see what happens here. What was this? Did something happen? I don't even know what happened. Was that burning? I don't know if somebody got force ported there. It's like a camp. I don't know what just happened. I am confused. I am confuzzled. Well, I didn't see it. So guess it didn't happen. KJ Casey has a rally happening here. And the rally is over here on easy. Somebody's wanting me to take a look at the lone green dot. Yeah, we can take a look. Easy's down to 1.4 billion. Wow, there's a lot of lines happening right now. I think some people are trying to reinforce a fake target, and that's why there are lines going all over the place. Some good organization on the part of Eagle team to fake them out a little bit, but the score is still in favor of Lion for the moment. Another rally over here on Steve, who is down to 3.1 billion. And I just saw another one land. Oh, hey, look at this on the map. Something's here. What is this? Okay, there's some kind of like golden line. I can't even click it because I have that thing disabled and I can't even enable it again. And what happens? It goes over here to the crystal mine. I have no idea what's going on. I probably should have read the notes a little bit better of how that stuff works. And I will definitely do so before the next one. So maybe I can figure out what in the world is happening there. Mama's getting hit. Looks like Mama and then Daddy and then Mama and Daddy. These people don't like their parents. I don't know. All right, a lot of lines coming here to Ixel, who is launching an attack. It's being sped across the map to probably that lone green dot. Where did it go? It just disappeared. A lone green dot right here. And it went over here to Summoner, who's at 2.2 billion. All there on his own, just off in the middle of nowhere. I think I saw somebody mention Summoner in chat. I don't know. Maybe it's one of these translated ones. I don't really know. But yeah, that's very interesting to be all the way over here. You want to just sit next to the Knights Hall? Okay. All right, and there's another one over here. This player. Okay, this player is zeroed, so that makes sense. They're going around taking buildings. They're out. Those players, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense for these players to move around and to do something with it. and just maintain buildings and so on. But for somebody that is still in the battle, not sure. That seems interesting. All right. Okay, let's read this text. War supplies will arrive at Crystal Mine in 1 minute. So I guess we'll take a look in 1 minute at 24 and see what that actually does. All right. This player was attacked and another player was attacked, down to 2.5 billion. Man, there's lines going on everywhere. Booze was attacked. What is happening? Lots of people. Oh, here we go. Here is somebody on fire. The roof is on fire. It's been a while. We were deserving of that. And there's a little bit, 500 million power left. There's probably a tiny bit of healing left, or I don't know if they're just that naturally. That's a pretty big amount of score to be at zeroed. But at least we got another 0, right? Okay. And speaking of 0, here we have 0 setting up a rally. Let's see what happens. And the rally's on Alaska. Some people are trying to speed reinforce some archer reinforcements, but they are a bit too slow, I believe. And Alaska is down to 2.5 billion. I think I saw somebody try to solo and finish him off at 2.5 billion. I don't know if that was a great idea. Dougie Fresh was attacked, down to 1.3. Definitely in danger right now of getting zeroed. Ludwig has a lot going on here. A lot of lines coming to Ludwig. They look like, oh man, what is happening here? A lot of fakes happening. Man, there are lines everywhere. This truly is down to the 30-minute mark. I totally missed this this thing over here, right? The crystal mine. That buff coming in. I don't know. I have no idea what happened. It seemed kind of like the stuff that you get from Huns. Maybe that when that arrived, you get to choose the buff, like in Huns. I don't know. That'd be interesting, certainly. Speaking of Huns, where are the Huns? I feel like it's been a while. They're almost forgotten now. All right, so we are almost at the 20-minute mark, and this is, you know, we saw a little burst of energy there at about 25 minutes, and it's going to get crazy in these last minutes here. There's going to be rallies flying, solos flying. There's a lot going to be happening in this last bit as people try to get as many points as possible. KJ Casey has something happening here. I didn't even see it land. Yeah. It went over here on OG, who is down to 1.8. Is that Pentangle? No, that's, I don't know what symbols that is. Question mark O. I'm going to call you question mark O. And there's what happened? Where did the attack go? Ah, there we go. That delay. Sometimes it just gets sped so quickly, I don't even get to see where it went. JT's down to 6.9 billion. Still bigger than, I don't know, like 80% of the players that entered this match. Let's take a look at scores. Wow, some players are almost up to 20,000. And that's what I was talking about. I think that's the smart move. Keep inflating the players that you know are going to make it so that you have less competition. And that way more of your players can make it through. We'll take a look at the top 30 or so, see where people are standing. And there's about 20 minutes left. I was estimating the 9,000 is the safe mark. It looks like it's going to be, I don't know, it could still be 9,000-ish. But it might be a little bit higher as well. Yeah, it's tough to get those points though. That's definitely true. All right, what do we have here that we can take a look at? Not a whole lot. I would like a few more things to be shared, but these guys are pretty busy, and they don't necessarily know that people are watching. I mean, I know they know, but they don't necessarily know that we're examining their reports. But I don't know. See if we can talk to a few of them to share reports in chat and let them know we're watching next time. JT is setting something up, and it looks like KJ Casey is as well. Maybe JT's was a fake and KJ's is the real, because people are speeding into this thing real fast. And where is it? Here's the real one. You can see it being sped. It is on Booze, I think. No, it's on this guy. O-ball question mark. Who's down to just over 1 billion, 1.7? I don't know. And meanwhile, another attack that we didn't see over here on JT, who is down to 6.1 billion. And some lines coming out of this player as well. A lot of action happening here. We're down to the 20-minute mark. We need to see some fires. We need some fires. There's going to be a few. This is one of the more interesting changes in the battlefield that they did for All-Stars. They increased the amount of teleports, but as you can see, I don't think that was necessary, because in All-Stars and in every high-level battlefield, I mean, people don't move unless they're zeroed for the most part. So I don't know if that part of it was necessary, but okay, why not? Pentangle was setting something up. I don't know if anything happened, but this player who was at 1.7 before was now at 1.4. So it was not a very successful rally there. There might have been a few reinforcements that got in to prevent some of that damage. Not really sure. Yeah, they're saying they re-end archers, and I'm not sure what you're asking. You're asking to be reinforced with siege? I don't know. Okay, we can check out some of these scout reports to see what they are looking at. If this ever loads, sometimes the lag is real. The circle isn't even spinning. Look at this. Well, isn't this an interesting screen? So how are you guys doing today? Okay, here we go. Wow, slow. Siege is pretty much empty on this character. It looks like a couple siege bombs. Oh, wow. Look at these layers. I mean, the layers exist, and it's important to have layers. Even if, I mean, I can see that some of these layers are pretty decimated for sure. There's some ground left for this player, but that's about it. This player's done. If I scroll out of here and they're not zeroed, I will be shocked. I mean, especially because I can barely move. Look at this thing. There we go. All right, so I can get out. If this player is not zeroed in the next little bit, I will be shocked. Where are they hiding? Where did it go? Oh, summoner's back. Where did that player go? Oh, here's a fire. I don't know who that is, but the roof is on fire for this player. And I actually see another one over here. Zero is zeroed. I missed that one while I was locked up in that amazing lag for Evony. So I'm going to wait for 5 players here. And then I'm going to say, once again, the roof is on fire. And let's see if I can find any more here. Where's that circle ball dude that disappeared? I swear that person is definitely going to be zeroed in the next second. Ixel over here is setting up an attack. Where is this attack going? I don't know. It looks like it could be here because there's a lot of reinforcements coming in. And it was. Meanwhile, Nata is over here at 1.54 billion after receiving an attack. This one is at 2.8. Oh, cavalry solo over here on James Bond, or is that a rally? Maybe it was a rally and I just missed it. Could be a rally that's taking a while, yes, and that was led by cavalry. I don't know necessarily that it was cavalry, but down to 1 billion power here. That person is definitely in danger as well. We're getting down to 15 minutes here. There's going to be a lot of people that are at the end. They're going to be pushing hard, and there's only so much healing you can do. We're going to see some fires. I really want to know where the cue ball guy went. Oh, here he is. Let's see if any healing happened. 1.3 billion, I think a little bit of healing, but still in serious danger. That one's coming up pretty soon. An attack over here on Ginger Spice, and Ginger Spice is, where is it? Come on, I got to see that fire. I got to see the fire before I can officially announce the zero. I mean, 125, that is zeroed, but let's see the graphic. How do you cook your marshmallows without the fire? And there it is. Guys, if you're like overly spamming like nuts, I'm not going to include it, honestly, because I mean, do it the right way. It's the first 5. It's not the first 800,000. And you only get it once, no matter how many times you spam. Okay. That's another fire. There's going to be more. 15 minutes left. An attack over here on Fish Sticks, who is down to 1.9. Got to look around because you don't know what's happening. There's so much craziness happening in these last couple minutes. We've got KJKC, who is still at 3.4. I think originally 6 point something or 7. KJ is setting up over here, and it's on that guy that I was saying was going to get zeroed. But it looks like it was recalled. Smart move. There were a lot of reinforcements going into there, and that was looking like it was a cavalry attack, and it was not going to be pretty if there were that many reinforcements going in. So that was a smart move to recall that, whoever did that. They try to be fast, but sometimes you can't be fast enough. Ludwig is setting up a rally. And the rally is happening on, I don't know, lines going everywhere. Okay, over here on Fish Sticks again. A couple of reinforcements, maybe 1 or 2 were able to get in. I don't know. Let's see, that player is, I can't locate them, obviously. It's still okay, 1.7. I saw a couple solos happen after. They were probably guessing that they would be soloable after that, but it doesn't look like that was the case. Just fed him a few points. 13 minutes left in the first round of All-Stars for Group C. Rally over here on, I think that's Soda. I'm going to say Soda, who is at 2.6 billion. You know what would be really convenient, Evony, if you're listening? Put the power above the player's name. Save me all that trouble of clicking details. Put the power right there so I don't have to do that. We can actually see the power of all the players. And it can just be updated when attacks happen. Simple. There. Problem solved. I mean, that would be great in game too. Like, just in the world. I'd like to see players' powers. Just easier than clicking details. Come on. I mean, now that I think of it, it seems like a pretty obvious thing, but here we go. Long is down to 2.4. Still a long time before that person gets zeroed. 12 minutes left. Some lines coming in here to Alaska. Looks like, yeah, there's an attack over here on Alaska. Was it recalled? Oh, those are reinforcements coming in, and there is the attack. Those look like cavalry marches to me, down to 1.9 billion. The cue ball guy you were talking about is called Pyro. All right. Well, that's good to know. Pyro, right here. 1.3 billion still. Soma, over here. Was that a couple marches coming back from there? Don't know what happened, but let's check out the power here. I'm going to quickly check out the score. We're at the 11-minute mark here, almost breaking 300,000 score for both teams. Eagle team is neck to neck with Lion team. They're doing pretty great actually at keeping that pace. They're nobody's too far ahead. Either team could win. I mean, it all comes down to the last 10 minutes and what kind of troops people have left and how successful those attacks are. And we can take a look at the top players here before we get to the craziness that is the final 10 minutes of this battlefield where anything can happen. People will start to get extremely selfish. People will do anything they can to score those final points to try to qualify for the next round. And that really can result in a lot less team play and a lot more fires. Don't know what's going to happen. James Bond over here is receiving a lot of solo attacks, it looks like. It's exactly what I was talking about. People are not going to be rallying so much anymore because rallies haven't been working out for them. So they are going to try to inch their way up in the points. There should be a fire there, yep, and there it is. The roof is on fire for James Bond. Sorry, 007. Your time is done. Captain Conrad over here is, I don't know if Captain Conrad's close, 1.4 billion. They've been working on Captain Conrad for a while. I think we've done more than 5, guys. I think you can stop. I love the energy, though. There will be plenty of fires. Don't worry. Still 10 minutes left. This is where it really starts to happen. Pay attention to chat because it's going to happen. Miss Phoenix over here setting up a rally. Who is going to be on? That is the question. And it is being launched over here on this Rex player over here. 2.4 billion. Look over here. A lot is happening right here. This is interesting. So keep an eye on this right here. See what's happening. So I see some solo attacks going back and forth. And if it is what I think it is, I don't know if it's this player just attacking this one constantly or if it's a point trading thing. I can't really tell from here, but it's one of the things that is tough to spot and tough to prove, but you hope it doesn't happen. Another rally over here. Looks like just a bunch of attacks on this player. I don't know if what the purpose of it is. That player, Asen something, is in 15th place. So it was probably on like 6,000-7,000 before this started happening, and the player attacking them, Luan Pham, still has a lot of troops left, and is just trying to get as much points as possible for themselves or for Asen Baby. Asen Baby getting pumped up. And I think that player, what was the other player's name? Luan Pham over here. Not going to be enough to qualify, so I guess just trying to squeeze out as many points as possible. I don't know. Nope, it's kind of going back and forth. So I don't know. That's pretty dicey right there. That looks quite a bit like some point trading to me. But who am I to judge? I don't know if that's the fact, just what it looks like and kind of things that we've seen before. All right, I know some of you guys are asking for things in chat, and I'm going to take a look. Eagle team and Lion team are still launching a bunch of rallies. We're down to 6-minute mark, and some of you guys want to see the rankings. Score detail here. I'll very quickly go through because there's a lot that's going to be happening right now. I'm just going to go to the top 25. Hopefully you can see it. And then I want to get back because the action is really going to be serious in this last couple of minutes. You're going to see the lines flying in every direction. Come on, we need some fires. Just James Bond burning right now. These guys are pretty big though. It's tough to make them, to zero them out. A lot of solos happening in every direction. People trying to squeeze in the last bit of points that they can. And then you have other players that are just speed reinforcing, trying to get anything. There's not a whole lot of rallies being set up anymore. There's just no time for it. People are individually looking out for number one. They want to get those individual points to get their rank higher and higher. All right, here's a rally over here. Ludwig and Ludwig V and Pentangle are both setting up rallies. That's nice to see. All right. Oh, look, two happening here. Two rallies being set on Thorad. Wow. Double from two different sources. Nice. That's a good job. I like to see that. That's a lot more satisfying to watch than the little action that was happening over here in this area. Not a big fan of that kind of thing. And one of the things I was complaining about the other day, and I'm not trying to point fingers at anyone specific because I don't have any evidence, but there's a whole lot of really shady things that have been happening in the qualifiers and even in the last time. And I know Evony looks into it a little bit, but I think the system needs to change. It needs to change a little bit to prevent these kind of things from happening. Because like what's happening here, what's looking like it's happening here, that's not okay. Not okay at all. But that's what it looks like. And here is a fire. The roof is on fire. Finally, 3 minutes left. We need a few more. KJKC setting something up. I don't know who Dingus is. Go on Dingus. Who's Dingus? I have not seen a player named Dingus. And the rally hit Pyro, right? That's who it was, Pyro. And Pyro is burning. The roof is on fire again. There we go. Here it comes down to the last 3 minutes. Take a look at the overall score. 324 to 328. Ooh, Eagle team. You know, there's a lot of high scoring players on the Eagle team, but overall, I mean, from the way that I remember it, it's the ones that move forward are largely based on the victor. So it looks like Lion team would have a significant number of players that will move forward, even though they're not necessarily the highest placed. Luan Pham is down to 1.6 after a rally on that player. And some solos happening over here on this side of the map. People moving around, trying to get some points in. Miss Phoenix setting up a rally. And something else happened on this player over here. That's Capone, I believe. The rally set up by Lion team is it over here on Ash Candy? Yes, it is. Lots of plays against Ash Candy. Ash Candy's down there to 2.5 that I saw? Somewhere around there. We have only 1 minute left. We'll take a look at the scores very shortly. I don't want to do it right now because this is the last 55 seconds of the match, but right after I will scroll through the list so that you guys have the first glance as spectators at how these players placed at the very end. Still a lot of stuff happening over here. Chat is pretty convoluted right now. I know a lot of questions are happening. We only have like 20 seconds left. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you guys have. I'll stick around for the for a few minutes afterwards. I also encourage people to join Discord and stuff. There's a lot of great people in there. Soda over here is on fire. Roof is on fire. If you don't know where the Discord link is, there's a pinned note at the top and you can join the Discord there. And like I said, I'll stay around and chat here for you guys. The semifinals I'll also be streaming. I haven't decided what group it will be, but I will put it up in my channel as soon as I can. So make sure that you do subscribe and all that good stuff if you are not already, and you will get a notification when that is set up. Thank you all for watching. I will scroll through the list so you can see individual points, but it looks like Lion Team did pull ahead. They did keep their lead for pretty much the entire time. I am grateful for you guys for watching, and a special shout out to the people that did stickies and are members in the Miser's Guide. That's super appreciated. It does help to have your support there. Okay, I'm going to go through the list so you can spot any of your favorite players, and feel free to ask questions in chat. I'll stick around again, like I said. If you have questions about Evony or about All-Stars, I'll try to answer the best that I can, and just for a few minutes, because I mean it is 1 a.m. for me right now. But I'll stick around for a bit, and if you do have more beyond that, please join the Discord. There's a lot of great people in that Discord that will be happy to help you out. And yes, thank you guys, and thank you for the shout outs in chat. That's very appreciated. I'm going down so you can take a look at the people in here. So Fitz is over here. I know that Pyro is over there asking. Fitz is at 7.5 and Ixel's at 6.5. Those are the two people in my alliance. I don't think those scores are enough to go forward to the next, but it might be because for Ixel, even though he's lower, because Lion Team did win. But it depends on how many people are actually there. So I'm going to go back to the top. I can't remember exactly how it places, but I think it's like the first so many Lion Team that will go forward, and then the top 5 Eagle. I don't know. You guys probably can figure that out better than me. Yeah, and I don't know. I don't want to call people out for point trading and stuff, but you know, it's just such a disappointing thing for that to see that. And I don't know, like as a player too, like I'm 3 billion, and I'm definitely not the strongest player in the game. I would rate myself somewhere between the 300 and 500 place. Maybe sometimes breaking into the 300, but when people are point trading and playing the system like that, it's impossible for any legit player to actually make it. And there's just so much of I think the good word for it is collusion, of people communicating back and forth with different alliances, and I don't know. It's something needs to change, but it's been like that for a while. Hopefully something does change. But regardless, it is a fun thing to watch, and I do appreciate you guys being here for the stream as well. Okay, I'm going to take a look at chat, and if anybody wants to ask stuff in there, then that's cool. I'm also going to see if I can pull up my Discord link and just put it into chat for you guys, because I know some people can't necessarily find the pinny stuff all that well. So let me get that for you. Here we go. All right, here's the Discord. All right, I'm going to go through chat. All right, I'm going to go from about here. Okay. Yeah, you guys think I should stick with JT? It's going to be interesting. So JT, you know, is pretty phenomenal player, and I really appreciated last All-Stars how he was sharing reports for the stream. That was very awesome. I hope I can convince him to do that the same. We'll see how the groups place, and if any of that have two other Alliance members, even if these two weren't able to make it, hopefully the other two were in other groups. So I'll see how that works out. I would typically follow the people on my server first unless they're not there, but we'll see. When is the semifinals? You can find the date and time according to your own by clicking Battlefield Schedule, and it will tell you the date and time based on your own time zone. So for me, here it is. Right? But for you, it'll look different. Same time, but it's in 2 days. Or, well, technically for me, it's not today, it's tomorrow, 1 day. I don't know. It's in about 48 hours, 46 hours. Thank you very much for letting me know that you enjoyed the stream. That is awesome. Server merges, I have no idea. I mean, that depends on the server population, all that. I can't really answer that. I would also love to see some continent changes too, because there are some continents that are definitely way bigger than they should be. And it would be nice to have that broken up and mixed around a little bit, but I don't know. We'll see. How do you report people? I would guess just by contacting customer service, maybe even the Facebook page, like messaging them directly, messaging through game. I don't really know how the best way to report them would be, but probably through game, I'm guessing, because then there's a record of it. A little easier to maintain for them probably too. You even have a screenshot of them asking for points. Yeah, not surprised. There's a lot of players like that. Okay. Okay, thank you. And have you heard about Sir Philip? Wow, that's 11 billion power from a couple month old server. That is intense. Wow. That is definitely pretty intense. Why are you called Miser? When I started this one, it was more a channel. I mean, my first video was like many years ago, right? And it was just basic stuff on how to do some things efficiently. Like, I'm pretty sure I am the person who originally, at the very beginning of the game, discovered how to effectively place skill books so they wouldn't get, replaced. Because I was looking for a way to do that because I was not willing to spend a whole lot of money on the game. And I figured that out. I made a video, and that one went pretty popular, and then it got shared around a bunch. And then after that, I was just like, well, let me make a channel for people that want to mise, right? How to do whatever they want to do in the game, whether it's spend a little bit or spend a lot, but do it in a way that's effective, because nobody wants to just blow a bunch of money and not get a lot out of it. So if you know the right way to do things, or the most effective ways to do them, and you're mising the resources and the money and even the time, even sometimes just the time that you invest, then it can be a lot more an enjoyable experience. All right. The gifts are, I think they said about 7 days. So don't expect them tomorrow. I'm not even going to send the list out until the very last day anyway, after the finals. And they said 7 days after All-Stars, so expect them next week or sometimes. And last All-Star, I think they also had a a thing where they had you vote for your favorite streamers, and they had other things that you could do to gain that little bonus packs and stuff too. And they might do that again. I haven't received any information on that, but it's possible. Next stream for the semifinals, I think I'll probably raise it from 5 people after Roof is on Fire to 10, and just because it'll be a little bit harder fought, and also because more people will want to watch because there's fewer groups, right? So I want to get more people in there, and then I'll probably do like 15 or something for the finals. So even if you didn't get it today, then don't worry, you'll get it next time. All right, looks like Kranz was able to make it nice. I don't know about Reaper, who was our 4th person that was in the All-Stars. We had 4 people in our alliance, which is fantastic. I don't know how they did, but can you check points here? No, there's no way to check points. But at least one of our players made it forward, so that's awesome. I know I'm missing Vikings, but you know what? I'm like at the point where I've got all of my equipment, all of my sub-generals all done, so I'm less stressed about Vikings than I was in the past. I'll do like the upper Vikings, anything like 30 plus, but I used to join absolutely everything. I don't need to anymore. I've even got an excess of materials just because I've been doing bosses like crazy. Like take a look down here. See my materials. I haven't touched some of these things in a while. It's not like a massive amount, but I have tons left over, and I've just been pumping them into my dragons because that's one of the areas that I was lacking. It took me a long time to get my wonder built, and I was really delayed on that because I love PvP in Battlefield, but I despise it in server versus server. I mean, I'll do it sometimes, but I like longevity, and if I lose troops permanently, I'm not too happy. So I try to spend most of my time in PvP in battlefields where I know I'm going to get my stuff back. That's where I prefer to choose to do that. But lots of people enjoy server versus server. Just not necessarily my thing. So I got a lot of work to do on these dragons still. Where do I get stamina? Yeah, I've got a lot of stamina. I ran down to the hundreds or so. I get tons and tons of stamina from events, like just doing stuff like consumption and other things. You get tons and tons of stamina, but it's never enough. The only real way to get a surplus of stamina is to spend money, and I don't do that. But you can definitely trade people that do, because there are plenty of people that pay a lot of money in the game. They have excess of stamina, but they don't do bosses, and they might want other things like resource boxes or advanced teleports and stuff. I don't use my teleports very often because I don't do server versus server so much. I do most of my PvP in battlefields where you just stay put. So I have look at my advanced teleports. I just have a stockpile, and I can just get rid of them. I mean, I don't know how many people have that many advanced teleports. I just don't use them. But anyway, it's 1 a.m. The server has reset, so I'm going to quickly click my crazy eggs so that I can head off to sleep. Thank you all for joining. Still 163 people here. Wow. That's crazy. You guys like to listen to me talk. That's cool. All right. Any other questions? Otherwise, I'm going to get some sleep. Yeah, I got a lot of ports. Don't tell anyone. They're going to want them. Queen is asking if you can get in the next streams the gift again. No. The answer is no. You can only get it once for the entire All-Stars. Even if you go to somebody else's stream on a different streamer completely, it's the same package. Your account ID, you can only get it once. But that's for that account ID. So if you have a friend, maybe you have a family member that plays, somebody in your alliance, I mean, I'm not going to say, hey, this wasn't your ID. If you put the ID there and then you're one of the top 10 or whatever, then you're going to get it. But if you did get it today, then yeah, you can't get it again. Pyro, I mean, if you need ports, just or not ports, stamina, then message in Alliance. But I will go through, like, it looks like a lot of stamina, but I go through like at these days like 200 a week, 300 a week. It goes down pretty quickly. Hopefully, I'll get it back up, but I'll have to find some trades again. What is the gift though? Don't expect like something crazy. I don't think it's much, but it's something. I mean, it's a little bit of gems, and I have a material chest maybe. Last time All Stars it was like 200, 300 gems, and then material chests, and I don't know. Don't expect something significant. It's just fun to get it. I mean, I think I think the fun is more in doing the whole roof is on fire thing and trying to be the first. That's a lot more fun than the actual package. Package isn't that significant, but I try to make it fun for you guys. All right, guys, I am going to end the stream, and I think tomorrow when I wake up, sometimes during the day, I will set up the schedule for the next one so you guys can set an alert or whatever. Alrighty. Take care, guys. Thank you for watching.